It's really early in the morning and there's hardly anyone around, so we're going to go for a little walk around the block and we need to go to a pharmacy, so I'll show you the little neighbourhood. Some beautiful old buildings across the street. There's rubbish everywhere though. That's one of the things I really noticed about Panama. Rubbish everywhere. That's a really beautiful building, I know. Yeah. Crossover? So we're right in the heart of Panama City. Are we going toward the pharmacy? Yep. There's a Colombian restaurant here that maybe we could get some food to take away, and that might be safe, and that would make Caesar so happy. He'd have Colombian food. El Carril Restaurante. There's still taxis. I wonder if they're getting any clients, any customers. Some. I just think that that would be one of the most dangerous things for us to consider doing, getting in an Uber or a taxi. I really, really don't want to do it. I can smell the traffic fumes. They don't use catalytic converters here, and I wonder if the petrol's even leaded as still. I mean, it's like I've just stepped back into the 1970s and we don't know about all the dangers of those things, so it stinks. So although I want some fresh air, sunshine and exercise, I'm getting vehicle fumes, sunshine and exercise. So now we go this way. Crossing the road here is taking your life into your hands. There's some beautiful big trees around here. It's a really nice neighbourhood, apart from the rubbish. Huge, big palm trees. Big buildings everywhere, you know, Panama City, so I really like it. I really like Panama City, and it feels so safe, even with Covid-19. Huh. And these beautiful tropical trees with their aerial roots. They're huge. And more rubbish. Let's see how long the queue for the supermarket is. It opened at what, 7, Caesar?
Yeah.
And what's the time now?
8.
It's 8, so an hour after opening. 8 is when they normally used to open, but now they're opening an hour early because there's a curfew. So we're going to go around this way. One of the things also we notice about Panama City is, not all of it, but quite a bit of it appears to have overhead power lines, and look at that, man. That just does not look safe. And every now and then they dangle and you don't know if they're live or not. The construction workers are still working, the taxi drivers are still working. That's crazy, man. There you can see the ships in the far off distance. The lights are just starting to twinkle. The streets are not empty, but very quiet. Just after sunset here in Panama City. This is a little terrace. What is this policeman doing? He's just sitting there flashing his lights. Not going anywhere. Here he goes. What's he doing now?
Four of them in there.
Oh, okay. Hola, mi amigos y familia. It's been 9 days now that we've been sitting in self-imposed heavy-duty isolation, verging on quarantine, although we are leaving nearly once a day to either go to the pharmacy or very small amounts of shopping at the supermarket, or just to walk around the block very, very early in the morning when it's cooler and there's hardly anyone out, like the streets are practically deserted here in Panama City in the morning. We have made a friend a real estate agent who's down on the coast, and he's a surfer, and we're here to surf warm water waves, but we can't leave Panama City. I think as foreigners there are checkpoints, they're checking everyone's temperatures, they don't want people to leave the city. I mean, if a lot of people started leaving the city, that would be bad. We could possibly be spreading the virus, and so it is probably best that people stay put. I'm going to be honest, we considered it because we are not city people, we're rural people, and here we are stuck in Panama City during a pandemic. I thought if we could buy a car, have it delivered, go down to the basement, sanitize it, put us and our stuff in it, drive in the car to the next basement of an apartment that we could lease, and go from that basement to the apartment, we could do it without actually coming into contact with anyone. And so long as we sanitize the car and the apartment, we could also be okay, but the checkpoints probably wouldn't let us through. That's what our lawyer says, and I'm going to take her advice and keep ourselves safe. So 9 days, and neither of us have any symptoms at all. I mean, it looks like either we have COVID-19 and we're asymptomatic, that's possible, or I think more likely we just don't have it. And so I would really like to not get it. So we're going to do everything in our power to make that happen, to not get it. And we just have to wait this out here in Panama City. So 9 days ago when this all happened, and it became increasingly apparent as the days went on that our return ticket to the United States was probably going to be cancelled, and it has. All flights in and out of Panama are now stopped, so our flight was to be this Thursday, and that's not going ahead. So we looked at our options. We had 3 places we could go to. I think I told you this in the last video. The United States, stay in Panama, or go to New Zealand. And then after the last video, the New Zealand government made quite a public call to New Zealanders to all come home. But we've left New Zealand. We left on a one-way ticket. We're here in Panama to emigrate. So I think we kind of like our home, although that process is stalled. So we considered going back to New Zealand, and what would that involve? It would involve a flight from Panama City to Miami. Our flight would change in Miami, and then from Miami to Austin. And then we would have to get from Austin to Houston. We could possibly do another flight, which may be safer than a car. Wouldn't want to do public transport. And then Houston to Auckland. So, and then once we arrive in Auckland, we'd have to get some friends to somehow get us a car so we could get back home to Coromandel, because we're not from Auckland, we're from Coromandel. So every step of the way in that multi-legged journey exposes us to more risk, so that we would probably arrive in New Zealand, starting the journey not being infected, arriving infected, bringing it with us. The whole thing, I just thought it would be a lot safer to just stay exactly where we are, particularly as we've long decided Panama is now home. So here we wait in our little apartment. Apparently immigration is due to open on the 7th of April. I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen. If it does, then our application can proceed. If it doesn't, it'll be put off again. We'll just wait longer again. Yeah, and keep you updated on how life is going. So far, they've closed parks, they've closed the Avenue Balboa boardwalk, which is beautiful, and we've just discovered and would quite like to walk along early in the morning. I mean, you're allowed outside for short, like just to walk around the block or to go to your local supermarket or pharmacy. There is a terrace we discovered here in the building we can go down to and get sunshine and fresh air. There's not a lot of space for us there, but that's okay. Still haven't done any yoga. That might have to change. Really, really missing surfing. But so far we're healthy. Friends and family so far are healthy. Everyone's staying put and following guidelines. So, I mean, I'll keep you updated maybe once a week. Okay, bye.